Welcome back, oh honored guest. Surprised to hear from me? It was always a possibility that your cunning would defeat mine. That you would win, and I would lose. And so I knew I would need a way to reach you, even after death. To set the record straight. I couldn't leave you with so many mysteries still unsolved. In these hallways, my memory lives on. Here, I left you all the answers you crave. Bring your curiosities to me. Let me tell you some stories. The children of the Witness wage a war. It spans centuries and galaxies. They see the fall of thousands of civilizations, the silencing of millions of thoughts. In the mind of one of these warriors lives the memory of an ancient weapon, a blade that cuts with the shining edge of beautiful, terrible logic. Through a game of riddles, I steal this memory for myself. I make the weapon mine, but I do not keep it. I use it as a lure. When I lived as Osiris, I saw your world through human eyes. I've always been a student of humanity, but to live among you was a new delight. Love, loss, kindness, cruelty, pain, joy. A chorus of life. I savored every note. If only you hadn't killed me. It was thrilling to find a riddle that Oryx had missed. But of course, his cunning could never defeat mine. Do you know the last time I spoke with my brother? It was just before his final battle. I told him he would die, and he said, "I am always glad to die." I didn't want to die, you know. I have always wanted to live. To sail endless seas, visit infinite skies. When I first learned the logic, this was my deepest confusion. The sword values life over everything else. But it is a life defined by constant death. A near-eternal winnowing. I began to wonder, when you've destroyed everything but yourself, what of life is left to live? I know what you're wondering. Why did Mars reappear? The Witness stole your planets and moons with a power from the deep. The power to move worlds from one place to another. So why has Mars returned while the others are still absent? And where are your lost friends? There are so many questions left unanswered. I know what you're wondering. What is the relic on Mars? You used it to craft the Pyramid Blade, and it gifted you with the power to see memories preserved in darkness. But what is it? I led you to it, but I didn't put it there myself. What secret uses does it have? What hidden purpose? I know what you're thinking. What is the witness? What is its nature, its form, its purpose? Does its existence shatter your preconceived notions of light and dark? Does it shake your beliefs to the core, crumble the boundaries of fact and fiction? For some of you, it does. I saw that doubt when I walked in your city on human legs. But for you, Guardian, what does it mean for you? I can practically hear the question on the tip of your tongue. Why did the Traveler choose the Hive? It violates everything you thought the light stood for. It puts power into the hands of your oldest enemies. And for what? Our God is always silent. It gives no answers. I built this place. Did you know that? I concentrated the psychic energy of the darkness into the world you see before you. I created a space where the past can manifest as if it were real again. Like you, I have walked the halls of memory many times. It's a gift I am sad to lose. Do you ever wonder why you can wield both light and dark, while the rest of us are constrained to one? Shall we play a game? 2 lies, 2 truths. Mercury, Io, and Titan are in my care. The witness returned Mars to your solar system. The power to move worlds will soon be yours. The taken king will rise again. You Guardians are so clever. Tell me, what is true and what is false? Let's play a game. 2 lies, 2 truths. Osiris is dead. Savathun is dead. The witness birthed the darkness. In the end, your destiny lies beyond this system. How provocative. Death, birth, and destiny, all in one riddle. What do you think, Guardian? I want to play a game. 2 lies, 2 truths. The Pyramid Blade is one key to defeating the Witness. The Witness seeks the final shape, and the final shape is nothing. The last city is not the last city. The Witness will build its army on Mars. This one's tricky. Let's see if you can crack it. We should play a game. 2 lies, 2 truths. The Traveler will leave. The Traveler will fall. The Traveler is not the only one of its kind. The Hive are not the last to be chosen by the light. Such an enigmatic creature, our Traveler. And so fickle. What do you think? We talked before. What is the Witness? This is the truth. The Witness birthed the darkness. Darkness is the errant child of a tight-fisted creator. A force designed for wicked purposes, but with a will of its own. You have begun a tug of war to claim the darkness for yourself. I hope you win. I asked you before, what is the nature of the relic on Mars? This is the truth. The relic is a compendium of every weapon to ever exist. Every rifle and sword, every explosive, every harbinger of the Awoken, every war mind of Earth, even my own brew's most secret death song. It's all cataloged within this machine. Intimately known and infinitely reproducible. The Witness wants you to think those weapons will all be yours. Because you're more clever than that, aren't you? I asked you before. Why did Mars return? This is the truth. I brought Mars back. I learned the secret of the deep, the power to move worlds, and I dragged Mars from its extra-dimensional prison. Why? As a gift. As a test. A gift for your people, and a test of my power. Of course, it can be both. I asked you before, why did the Traveler choose the Hive? This is the truth. It didn't. The Traveler doesn't choose. It acts on pure mathematical calculation. A different logic than the sword, but logic all the same. Does that disappoint you? I understand. We want to be important. Special. I'm sorry. I asked you before, what is the nature of the relic on Mars? This is the truth. The relic is a time machine. That sounds strange, I'll admit, but the concept is really simple. The Witness used this device to revert Mars to the point of the collapse. This was the study it hoped to complete. Of course, the process left scars. But why should the Witness care what state Mars is in upon its return? It got what it wanted. We talked before. What is the Witness? This is the truth. The Witness is the child of darkness. Those who say there is no final shape, that darkness exists in perfect formless neutrality, liars. Takes one to know one. The darkness will eat everything, and its shape will be the Witness's teeth.
Ikora, the Scorn have made it into Savathun's fortress in heavy numbers. We think they're after the source of light within.
Likely it's a strategic move against the loosened hive.
Hey, so sorry to butt in. It's a bit more than that. That source of light, Savathun called it the Wellspring.
Here they come.
It's her main point of light distribution across the throne world. If the Scorn control it or destroy it, we'll all be hurting. Real bad.
Then we'll protect it at all costs. Still detecting hefty Scorn numbers ahead. Let's get after them. Destroying that crux weakened them. Keep at it. Uh-oh. That's not the end of them. Heavy Scorn presence incoming. He's getting away. They'll regroup and be back again in no time if we don't end this now. After him. That should be the last of them. The Wellspring's safe.
Well, this time, yeah. But they'll be back. You can be sure of that.
If the Scorn are this determined to take the Wellspring, it must mean they intend to destroy it.
Yeah, well, that I don't doubt. That big old pyramid hanging out nearby. Savathun put a pretty hefty light curse on it. And she used the Wellspring to make it happen. Whatever's inside there, she didn't want it escaping, I know that much.
Then we must keep the Scorn from destroying it.
Honestly, at this rate, I don't think they even need it destroyed. That curse gets weaker every time they attack.
Then we have little choice. The Wellspring must be defended at all costs. Guardian.
Say no more, Ikora. We're on it. That's it for the Scorn.
Oh, look at you, always so reliable. I love it. Keep it up, hero.
Is it just me, or is the Wellspring still standing?
Yeah. Enjoy victory. Soon, you only know pain.
Hey, maybe try being positive sometimes. You might enjoy life a bit more. We all might, honestly. That Wellspring is ours.
Not for now, maybe. You said it'll be overrun again soon. The Scorn want the Wellspring real bad, which means the Hive will be close by.
So the Scorn intend to destroy the Wellspring, and the Hive want to protect it.
Protect it and use it, yeah. You know what it gave them? Protection, power. Best kept out of both sets of hands, you ask me.
We'll see that it stays that way. You can count on it.
Intentions aside, Savathun is solely responsible for her own ruin. If only we'd known the flood she was holding back. These things don't see themselves as gods, no. They believe themselves so much more than that. And yet, with all that power, it was wielders of light and dark, saviors of humanity, who brought them down. Regardless of victory, we must remember that was only a taste of success, barely achieved. There will be more, and the power they hold will pale in comparison to that of their maker, the Witness. We must now face an inevitable truth. The Witness and its followers, they're coming. All of them. And when they get here, we'll finish what they started.
Wow. The unkillable is dead. The Witness must be shaking in its boots, yeah? Oh man, you Guardians, you're always pulling off the unimaginable. I never knew the guy personally, but word on the street was Rolk had been the proverbial thorn in Savathun's side for, like, eons, really. But now, both of them are, you know, in the ground, which means nobody's controlling that pyramid. And the Scorn see the opportunity. Their control could lead us right back to another Rolk-sized problem. So, if you don't mind, maybe keep the place under our control instead? And who knows? Maybe, in the process, we'll learn something more about Rolk. Or even better, the Witness. Good luck in there, friend.
Guardian, you're needed within the Throne World Pyramid. The Scorn have become frenzied at the death of the Witness's disciple, Rolk. They seek to take the pyramid out of our hands and use its power to capture the Throne World for themselves. One final, desperate attempt to win a battle they've already lost. Ensure it stays that way. The Scorn retreat from the pyramid once more. You will undoubtedly be needed again when they return. In the meantime, do not rush away. The pyramid holds many secrets yet. Information that could prove useful to our coming fight against the Witness. Do not delay.
The Upended. A title suitable for that which turns worlds upside down. When I was still uninitiated, I would stand guard at my post. I would look to the sky and see the two suns of my Lubre. One eternally shaded in the dark, the other always a brilliant blue. And in them, I had seen the folly of our kind. A fear of something we believed bigger than us, and a reliance on that which kept us. That blue sun that we harnessed our power from. A simple reversal of that power cracked the blue in half, shut it off, and Lubre died. I did not know it at the time, but it was necessary. And now that Savathun has trapped me within these walls, it will be necessary again. My Witness. Whether I survive Savathun's betrayal or not, the Upended will ensure we salvage our perfect goal. The final abyss awaits us all. Conqueror, many called me. Again and again I heard this word, logged my direction not with admiration, but with malice. Not a conqueror, I would respond with glee. What then, they would ask. I do not tell them, my Witness. As you so graciously taught me, I show them. Just as I did in the unholy den of those starving worm gods. I'll not forget the stench of their rotting flesh, or the way they cowered as I drew near. But they soon learned I was not to be feared. In the end, I left them only a promise of sustenance, and in return, they became chattel for our greater purpose. Absolute finality. And as I walked away, their fountainhead in tow, I could hear them whisper with respect. Subjugator. Puppets, all of them. Every last krill. Every last hive. I once believed in a higher calling as they do. But you know that. You rescued me from that. Eternal appreciation doesn't even scratch the surface of what I owe you for the gifts you gave me. I know you hoped the krill would see it too. We tried. We really did. But we had to let them struggle. All because of a belief that purpose had finally found them. Given them strength to conquer an oppressive home world. How else were they to grow? Their loss, however, is for them to grieve, not us. We will continue forward. Greater purpose awaits, my witness. When I stood on that precipice, watching the only world I knew collapse under its own weight, I was prepared for the splendor of abyssal eternity. But you brought me forth, my witness, freed me from the world that imprisoned me, made me see the ultimate truth, one I could never see alone. That on my planet Lubre, who I was, where I was, what I believed mattered, all amounted to absolute insignificance. I keep this mural not as some worthless sentimental reminder of what I lost, but of the opposite, of what I gained. Power. Truth of the inconsequence of most. Control over the universal strings of fate. For all this, I am eternally grateful, my witness. It was your infinite wisdom, my witness, that led me into the planet's great sea. And face to face with that which was believed to be unbeatable. You instilled in me a true understanding of wanton domination. Not for pleasure, but as a means to achieve our absolute finality. When I reached the creature known to some as the Leviathan, it laid its thoughts bare. Turn from the deep fearmonger, it relayed. I know what you seek. Press on, and you will drown in it. I do not drown. I spoke with a defiant tongue. In a mere infinitesimal measure of time, I held a rib of this beast in one hand, and pushed aside its maimed vessel with the other. I